Instructions on Fire Safety. Welcome to Coca-Cola HBC Russia. We are a part of Coca-Cola system and the leading manufacturer and distributor of the Coca-Cola Company's beverages in Europe. Coca-Cola HBC Russia has modern plants, warehouse complexes, and distribution centers spread over the entire Russian Federation. The company produces and offers a wide range of high-quality soft drinks under world-famous trademarks, and business is conducted in accordance with the principles of sustainable development and social responsibility. Safe working conditions and employee welfare are the company's main priorities, and this is confirmed annually through the receipt of a certificate confirming compliance with international health and safety management standards. Fire safety rules apply across all company locations and prevent the occurrence of fire, incidents with our employees and contractors, and protect the company's property. To ensure compliance with fire safety regulations, managers approve the instructions on fire safety measures, and individuals responsible for fire safety are defined by corporate job orders. In addition, trainings on fire safety, fire action plans, and other emergency action plans are carried out and tested during fire drills at least once every 6 months. In accordance with legislative requirements, it is essential to comply with fire safety requirements, to have the firefighting equipment on all premises and in all buildings in accordance with the rules and inventory lists approved by local authorities, to immediately notify the fire department in the event of a fire, to take reasonable measures to save people, property, and extinguish the fire before the arrival of the fire department, to assist the fire department during the firefighting, to comply with the orders and other legal requirements of the State Fire Inspection Agency, to facilitate State Fire Inspection Agency officials in conducting inspections of production, utility, residential, and other premises and buildings in accordance with the procedures established by Russian law, for the purpose of monitoring compliance with fire safety requirements and preventing their violation. The parties responsible for adhering to fire safety requirements are the property owners, persons authorized to control, manage, or use the property, including heads of organizations, individuals officially appointed as being responsible for ensuring fire safety, other individuals with relevant competencies. These parties and other individuals may be held to disciplinary, administrative, or criminal liability in accordance with current legislation for violation of fire safety requirements and other fire safety-related offenses. Our company is divided into several zones: the production area, the warehouse for finished goods, the external territories, the offices. Fire protection systems have been placed throughout all premises and buildings of the company. There are automatic fire alarm systems installed in the buildings, which react to smoke and increased temperatures. Additionally, the premises are equipped with sprinkler systems triggered by fire or heat to ensure maximum safety. Safe evacuation is facilitated by a fire announcement and an evacuation management system. There are fire alarm manual push buttons by every emergency exit for activating the automatic alarm systems. The operation of all systems in the premises are monitored by security guards 24 hours a day, and the systems are inspected no less than once a month. Fire extinguishers and internal fire hydrants have been placed throughout the premises, and fire stand points have been installed on the outside territory for taking primary measures to extinguish fires. There are fire hydrants on the territory. They are marked with special indicators. Fire extinguishers are inspected on a quarterly basis, and internal and external fire hydrants are inspected twice a year. Signs show evacuation routes to facilitate orientation within the premises, which help the navigation and determining the shortest route to a safe area. The presence of 3 elements are required for a fire to occur. They form the sides of the fire triangle. The combustible medium is everything that surrounds us and can burn. The oxidizer is primarily oxygen in the air. Some examples of sources of ignition include an open fire, a chemical reaction, or electric currents. If any one of these 3 elements is absent, the triangle breaks, meaning that a fire cannot be started. Fire prevention practices. Companies must comply with fire prevention practices in order to prevent fires from occurring. Fire prevention practices define the fire safety requirements, which in turn establish codes of conduct for individuals, the structure of production management, housekeeping on the territory and inside the buildings, in order to ensure fire safety. Corporate fire prevention rules are determined by the Instruction on Fire Safety Measures developed on the basis of Government Decision Number 390 of April 25, 2012, as well as other regulatory documents in the field of fire safety. To ensure adherence to fire safety measures, the following rules must be observed. Smoking is allowed in designated smoking areas only. Do not use evacuation routes, staircases, or technical areas for storing furniture, equipment, or other materials. Do not lock emergency exits, and do not fix open the doors of staircase corridors, halls, and entrances. Do not use non-standard electrical equipment or equipment with damaged insulation or body frames. Do not overload the power supply network. Keep combustible materials at least 0.5 meters away from lighting fixtures and at least 1 meter away from the electrical boards and production control equipment. Do not use combustible materials for furnishing or evacuation routes, for wall cladding and ceiling lining, or for stairs and landings along evacuation routes. Do not make changes to building layout plans that result in poor evacuation conditions. Limit access to fire extinguishers, fire hydrants, and other means of fire safety, or reduce the coverage of the automatic fire protection systems. Do not store combustible materials closer than 10 meters from the building or in fire breaks between buildings and other structures. Ensure free access for special vehicles to buildings, other structures, and sources of external water supply. At the end of the working day, make sure that all electrical installations and household appliances in areas where there is no security personnel are unplugged, except for emergency lighting, fire protection systems, and other electrical installations and electric devices which should not be switched off in accordance with their functional purpose or instruction manuals. If you see signs of a fire, warn your colleagues about the fire. Call the fire department on either 101 or 112 and name the address of the building or area, the place of the fire, and your surname. Evaluate the situation and take all possible measures to evacuate people and extinguish the fire. Help people to leave dangerous zones without endangering yourself. Do not overestimate your abilities to use primary fire extinguishing equipment. And if your life is in danger, leave the building through the nearest evacuation exit and navigate to the assembly point. Remember that using elevators during evacuation is strictly prohibited. If the alarm system has not been activated yet, press the manual fire alarm button when exiting the building to start the alarm system. If you are out of your workplace when you hear the alarm, follow the instructions of the speakers and immediately go to the assembly point through the nearest emergency exit. Upon arrival at the assembly point, inform your supervisor of your presence so that they may mark you as present. This information is necessary for the fire department to take necessary actions and to save those who were not able to evacuate the building on their own. If you are not able to leave the building, adherence to certain rules will help to keep you safe in the event of a fire. Do not panic and do not behave in a way that spreads panic among others. Take the shortest evacuation route possible without putting yourself in danger by following the designated safety signs. If there is a lot of smoke, cover your mouth with a damp cloth and bend down or lie on the floor. Smoke always rises. Move as far away from the focal points of the fire as possible. Close doors and windows, but do not lock them. Close gaps in the doorway with a damp cloth. Signal your whereabouts within the building to the best of your abilities. In the event of a fire, it is prohibited to use elevators to evacuate, to leave windows and doors open, to extinguish plugged-in electrical appliances with water. Instructions on how to use a fire extinguisher. Depending on the category of the premises and the class of the fire, carbon dioxide and dry powder fire extinguishers are installed throughout company's premises, which can be used to extinguish electrical equipment of under 1,000 volts. The fire extinguisher consists of the body, a pin to prevent accidental operation, a handle for carrying the fire extinguisher, a lock and release lever, a pressure indicator, a funnel or hose with a nozzle depending on the type of extinguisher for the discharge of the extinguishing agent. To use a fire extinguisher, it is essential to Start using the extinguisher at a safe distance away from the fire, considering that the range of the extinguishing agent jet is 2 to 3 meters. Tear off the seal on the lock and release lever of the fire extinguisher. Pull the pin. Direct the nozzle of the hose or funnel to the base of the fire. Squeeze the lever of the fire extinguisher. Extinguish the fire while the extinguisher is discharging. Do not hold the funnel of the carbon dioxide fire extinguisher whilst discharging, as it is extremely cold and may cause freeze burns on the hands. Whether you are at work, at home, or in the countryside, remember that following the fire safety rules protects your family, friends, and colleagues from fires. Fire is easier to prevent than to put out. Violation of fire safety rules can lead to fires and the damages caused by fire. Dear colleagues, we are happy to welcome you to our company. We hope that you will respect the fire safety requirements and follow the rules which you've learned in this video.